He poured chalk into his palm, wrapped it in a towel, slammed it to the ground, and crushed it under his foot hard, tying a handkerchief around his waist. He clipped on a carabiner, grabbed a steel pipe, and roared, charging toward the hotel building 10 meters away. His family was stunned by the breathtaking scene. In an instant, he unleashed immense strength. Using the buildering skills he'd learned before, he scaled upward along the protruding bricks on the outer wall, reaching the highest window of the hotel. He didn't dare pause to rest. Hurriedly, he wrapped the safety rope around a brick anchor, then traversed horizontally above the window. Inside the room, his parents were so anxious they nearly fainted. Beneath his feet, however, was smooth glass, no place to step. He had to climb to the other side, before his hands gave out from exhaustion. By then, the toxic gas leak in the city center had lasted 2 hours. The deadly fumes spread through the city like water. Even a single inhale or a drop on the skin would cause instant fatal poisoning. Facing the rising gas, he had to reach the rooftop quickly to open the door. Otherwise, his entire family would be in peril. Thankfully, the chalk powder on his hands provided grip. Finally, he climbed to the opposite side. After a short break, only a few meters remained to the rooftop, but as he continued upward, the safety rope around his waist suddenly went taut. He tugged at it, trying to loosen the loop around the pillar, but it was tied too tight to move. He wanted to climb back to untie it, but his strength was nearly depleted. To save his family, he resolutely unclipped the safety harness at his waist, climbing hundreds of meters above the city with no protection. Everyone was horrified by his bold move, yet no one expected he'd unleash unprecedented potential. Soon, he reached the edge of the rooftop. Clinging tightly to the wall, he tensed his legs and leaped forward. His hands clamped firmly onto the rooftop statue. Hanging mid-air, his body swayed uncontrollably. Though he was close to the rooftop, the real test had just begun. His hands were already exhausted, and the smooth statue offered no handholds. Climbing up seemed almost impossible. He tried to flatten his body, then squeezed the statue with his legs, inching upward little by little. Luckily, the statue was sturdy enough to support him, kneeling for a rest. Catching his breath, he continued climbing with both hands and feet. Finally, he flipped over and landed safely on the rooftop. Collapsing to the ground, he panted heavily, but this was no time to rest. Springboarding to his feet, he dashed to the rooftop door, unlocked the secured safety gate, and let his family, who'd been waiting anxiously, come up.